friends, I'm Bailey, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, I was just starting a new drawing about something really special. Let's see if you can guess what it is.
Is that a crown?
Yes, you got it. Crowns remind me of kings and queens. Today, I'm going to tell you about someone who wrote a beautiful song poem to worship God and called him the best king of all. This story is about King David. David was called a man after God's own heart, which means he loved and trusted God with his whole heart. David wanted to worship God every day. David did all kinds of things to show God his love. Sometimes he danced with joy to worship God, and sometimes he wrote song poems. Those poems are called Psalms, and they're in the Bible. David wrote Psalms to tell God how he was feeling. When he was happy, he praised God. When he was scared, he asked God for help. And when he was thankful, he wrote about how wonderful God is.
Can you tell about a happy psalm?
Yes. One of David's happiest psalms is Psalm 145. In this psalm, David calls God the true King of everything. And he says, "Lord, you are great. You are really worthy of praise." David wrote that God deserves worship because he is amazing and does wonderful things. God is kind and caring. He's always good and he loves us all the time, like a light that never goes out. David also said that God keeps his promises and takes care of people who need help. God is always there to hear us when we call to him, and he loves to help us. David wanted everyone to know that God deserves our love and worship. He even wrote, "Let every creature praise his holy name forever and ever." That means everyone and everything can worship God because he's the best. When we worship God, we're putting him first. We can worship with our voices by singing and praying, and with our hearts by loving him. And just like David, we can worship with our whole selves. You know, God deserves worship because he's so good and loving. When we worship him, it shows God that we love him too. So friends, remember that God deserves our worship. We can praise him with songs, thank him with our words, and love him with our whole hearts because he's the King of everything. Thanks for drawing and learning with me today. Remember, God deserves our worship every day. I'll see you next time.